we're getting sued, we can't afford the lawsuits. What do we do to make it so that the product stays profitable? And so before that study was done, it was a basic break-even analysis that was done. And before that was done, vaccines cost 28 cents a shot. It was $2.80 to buy a vial of the stuff that had 10 shots in each vial. After that study, and literally overnight, they went from $2.80 to $174.50 a vial. And what they determined was that a dead baby is worth $500,000 in a lawsuit, and a living baby with brain damage, and this is back in 80, we're talking 80, maybe 83 or so. This is right off in the very beginning of the vaccine. And so they were figuring $1 million a case for brain damaged babies. And so using those assumptions, at so many lawsuits per million doses given, how much is it going to cost? And I'll show later, I'll show the graph that's actually one of my slides, that they actually graphed it out and drew circles. This is where we have to be, and it came out to 174.
What do you think about the fact that pharmaceutical companies know that a vaccine will cause X% of babies to die, and then they put an actuarial price on that baby's head in determining the cost of the vaccine?
The other thing is, vaccines are zero liability. So this is an industry that went to Congress in 1996, and they had a diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis vaccine at that time that was called causing brain injury in 1 out of every 300 people. And they said to Congress, we cannot make vaccines safely. They are unavoidably unsafe. That is the phrase in the statute, unavoidably unsafe. The only reason that we're going to continue to make vaccines is if you give us complete blanket immunity from liability. And Congress gave it to them. So today you have a product that if it injured you, no matter how negligent the company was, no matter how sloppy their line protocols, no matter how toxic the ingredients they choose to use, no matter how grievous your injury, you cannot sue that company.
רוב האנשים לא מודעים לכך שהחיסונים בישראל הם בגדר רשות. החיסונים הם לא חובה, הם יכולים לבחור כן או לא, ובעצם זה שהם עושים את החיסונים, למעשה כבר בחרו שכן, וכל האחריות על זה, על ההחלטה שהם קיבלו עליהם, כולל הטיפול בילד שנפגע מחיסון.
מה שחלק מההורים אינו יודע הוא שהחיסונים תקפים לזמן קצוב, וכדי שיהיו יעילים צריך הילד לקבל זריקה נוספת בכל מספר שנים. זה בניגוד לנוגדנים שמפתח גופו עם חלה במחלה. אז הוא מחוסן לכל חייו.
The name itself implies that
So legally, they're classified as unavoidably unsafe. That's their legal classification. And when I say that in court in these state, cases that I have, which are not injury, obviously that's federal court. The judges always stop me and go, "What? What did you say? Wait, repeat that. Repeat that." And I'm like, "They're legally classified as unavoidably unsafe, Your Honor." And then they're like, "Whoa, wait a minute."
So today, if you or your child are injured by a vaccine or your child dies from a vaccine, you cannot hold anyone accountable in a civil court of law. Anyone who makes and sells the vaccine, who regulates the vaccine and who makes policy for the vaccine, who votes to mandate for the vaccine, or who gives the vaccine. The only one who's left with any responsibility of what happens to a child after that child's injured by a vaccine is the parent.
Over the course of my travels, I was able to interview many parents, including several attorneys, who could personally testify that the 2011 Supreme Court decision that vaccines are unavoidably unsafe was no joke, and that what happened to their child was proof.